you here? Please request to come on stage. Okay, to all of you who have requested to come on stage, you don't need to do that. Oh, here's John. Yes, there you go. My name is Pam, by the way. I'm one of the organizers, and I am your moderator for this session. Hey, John, nice to meet you.
Yes, I'm good. Thank you.
Good to hear. I was just explaining that we're going to give everybody time to come join us here, but also that not everybody needs to request to go on stage to be part of this talk unless you want them on stage to
Sure.
be on camera and to talk live. So you don't need to request for moderation. That's
Okay, that's okay. Understood.
okay. John, do you have any slides that you're going to share?
Yes, I have. Should I share it now or?
Yeah, so that way they'll know. I think it's good to see something, so when they come in, they'll know that they're in the right session.
Sure, fantastic. I can share it now. Oh, hold on. So sharing my screen and
And
over here.
perfect.
I can
Okay,
share.
so
All right. Um,
can we make it bigger or maximize? There, perfect.
all right.
Yes,
So,
wonderful.
all right. So Pam, are we starting at 5:30 Manila time or 5:15? Because I know we move it to 4 p.m. Right? So
No,
what
no,
was
no. We should be okay. We are sticking to the same timeline.
same timeline? All right.
So we should be at 5:30. So are we too
5:30.
early? Sorry, we are early. Five
All
pa
right.
lang? Okay, bye-bye. We're not ready. Okay, let's go back to the main call.
Okay, yeah. That's okay. No worries.
Bye. See you
Bye.
later.
Yeah, sure. I just leave it on, Pam. Should I
Yeah,
just?
you can do that. Mhm.
Sure. Fantastic. Thank you.
Pero when you leave, I think it'll turn off, and that's okay if it does. Um, yeah, it's okay. Go ahead and leave this session so we go back to the panel.
All right. So I'll be back here by 5:15. 15
I'll
minutes.
see you.
Sure.
See you
Fantastic.
soon.
Okay. See ya.
Now talk about, the app was built, it was rolled out, obviously with your help. Close to 5 million Filipinos were able then to register. We actually also worked with DSP and the other fintechs and then the banks, etc., for also the disbursement. So I guess from your perspective, like maybe how did you find it? I mean, at the other end of the tunnel after Relief Agad was implemented. So this you talked about it furthering, I guess, the agenda of financial inclusion. So maybe talk a little bit about the results from your perspective.
Yeah. So from the although we only registered I think about 4 to 5 million, but fortunately DSWD was able to disperse something like 9.5 million or about 10 million uh, grants to beneficiaries to their accounts. So that was a good sign. At 10 million, with about 22 million households in the country, that's almost half of the population. At least one member of the household having a bank account. That was a good sign. Yeah, and then when we were talking to
Thank you so much to the heroes behind the DCTX project. I hope they inspired you as much as they inspired me to move forward despite unexpected crises. As we may say, no challenges can defeat the passion that wants to create a difference. Now, to remind you again, we'd like to invite everyone
It's just
to join our
Oh, moderations that have
lucky
something.
winners will have a chance to win a 9th generation iPad, an iPad Mini 6, some gift certificates, workshop passes from Escolabs and Tutorial Dojo. So here are the raffle mechanics to note. First will be register at bit.ly/eSummit 2021 to attend the summit. Second, during the event, take a selfie with the session you attended or while doing the activity posted in the bingo card. Third, make a photo collage by using your selfie to dab the bingo card. The card can be edited by simply using any photo editor. Fourth, complete the bingo card. This will serve as your raffle ticket. Fifth, upload your fully dabbed bingo card in this form. And winners will be drawn next year. So, how to claim? Just message us on Facebook upon announcement. For more information, or if you have
I'm typing. Kumusta?
5
Yeah,
session
yeah,
rooms for you
yeah.
to
I'm
join.
ready, Pam.
And then
So,
from
I'm just
6:35
waiting for,
p.m. onwards,
Oo.
second code camp chat will commence.
Sige, hindi pa pala sila
And
tapos.
then move
Okay.
to your
All
desired
right, right,
session
okay.
room.
That's okay. That's
So we
okay.
have moderators in the session room for you to guide. Yeah.
Okay, there. I muted the I think the main stage. So yes, so I have my slides now. I also have my of course the examples for the code camp.
Oh, good.
So,
Okay.
so we should waiting for them to arrive.
Okay.
Um,
So when they come in, I'm gonna introduce you,
Okay.
and then I'll have you go through your session. Is there anything in particular you need from me as you're going through the
Yeah.
class?
I think I'm good. I'm good, Pam.
Okay, so
Thank you.
I'll be around. I'm not leaving. It's my job to be in here with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I might learn something, so I'm looking forward to that. Oh, nice.
Easy one. It's quite easy. So, but
Really?
yeah. I'll be talking about like simple events for light sale, simple WordPress website using AWS, and even with the of course the advanced one with the AWS Amplify. But it's I think for all ages and
Oh,
audience.
very nice. Okay. Yes, excellent. So we have some folks coming in. Yay.
Hello,
Welcome.
John.
Yes. Welcome and stay.
Please stay.
Ilan yan sila?
We have candy for you.
Hi, Jan. Salamat ah.
So, hey. Thanks,
Oo,
sir. Sir, Sir Winston, it's a pleasure.
Kita-kita. Walang sir.
Ah,
Boss Jan yan, Boss Jan.
Salamat, tol. Yan.
Okay. Tol, ayan, okay, Tol. Or bye na lang kung Bisaya.
ka muna.
Alright. Thanks, bye.
Ilan yung sir? 3 minutes?
Yeah, about 5:30. So,
Meron pa ba sila sa main stage? Baka nag-ano pa.
hindi pa sila tapos. Kasi nandun pa lahat, 474 pa doon.
Yeah.
I have to refer you. I have to see. I know it was 5:30. Oh, 5:30, naka-check ka na kanina eh. So, I was checking, 13-year-old, oh my God. Naka-AWS certificate na siya.
Yes, I think that's the one that he shared in LinkedIn, I guess. But yes.
Yes, I saw
yeah.
that. So, for kids, because I lead the program for DevCon Kids, right? And we do middle school. Pero introductory talaga. So we do Scratch and block-based programming through and through. Wala pa kaming text-based. Although we do text-based for our web dev courses. Yun lang.
Yep.
And so, can we have our older kids start taking AWS now? Is that possible?
AWS certifications, yes, absolutely. It's actually there in the AWS guideline. The youngest
Uh-huh.
age that you can start is like 13, and
Oh, okay.
I think right now with the convenience of AWS, like there's a lot of
Uh-huh.
automation. It's like drag and drop at times. So anyone can
Ah,
do it. Yeah,
yeah,
really.
they're getting more like scratch. That's good. Like they need to lower all the
Yeah,
barriers.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just
Yeah, perhaps
I don't want
I'll be starting the session with the AWS Light Sail with the easier one, and I think
yes.
it's easy. It's like I think it even the kids they can do it.
Mhm. Okay.
13, even 12, because it's just point and drop. It's like I want to create my own website. Boom! It's like four
Yeah.
clicks, 5 clicks.
Yeah, 4 or 5 clicks
Yeah,
lang.
it's true. Sure, absolutely. So I think it
I
just
like
changed the mindset of the Filipinos. I guess it's like they have this. It's like that there's an impasse, or they think or that it's so hard. It's a cloud, but literally, if you
oh,
just deep dive
just
there,
good.
it's easy. So
Yeah.
you need to have a like a Sherpa, like you have a guide or something, or a
Guy.
friend
Sige.
to
Yeah,
talk
in
to.
fact,
Yeah,
yeah, that's one of the things that we're doing at DevCon Kids is just really lowering the barrier, and that's taking
exactly.
away that fear that it's something foreign or something they can't do, and then when it's time to pick a course, they'll say I can't do that because it's just I can't.
Yeah.
So yan, we have people coming in. Welcome
Hello.
everybody. Welcome,
Hello.
welcome. Yan. Tapos na yung
Elijah.
main stage, no?
Yep.
Mm,
Yep.
yan. O, sige. Good. We'll wait for a few more minutes till we get more people in the room.
Okay.
There are only, let me see, 5. How many breakout sessions do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nga. Okay. So we only have 5 breakout sessions. So we should be good and healthy with more. Yan. Okay. So good afternoon. Sige ha. We'll just wait. Introduce ko lang muna sarili ko kasi ako muna magsasalita. My name is Pam. I am one of the summit organizers. And I will introduce John Bonzo, our speaker for this session in a little bit. Ano muna ngayon? Welcome muna sa inyo. Bring your friends over. You will learn something very valuable in this session here. So bring them along. May barkada ba kayo? So how this works is John will be presenting, para siyang nasa TV, will be presenting. I guess it's like Zoom, pero it's not like Zoom that we can also just talk directly at him. You have to actually ask. So all of you will have to request to be going on stage to talk to John directly.
Okay.
But if you have questions, you can also type it. I don't know if you can see on the right-hand side, you have a question Q&A that you can type in your questions there. And of course, there's chat for conversation within the session. Just be careful. There's an event chat. So magta-toggle ka. Kung mag-toggle ka ng event, pupunta ka sa event chat. Kung doon ka mag-comment, we can't see that. You have to comment in the session chat. You guys get that? Sige. Sample ha. Ito, session chat. Hi. Ayan. Okay. Ayan. So you found that. Okay. And then my question and answer nandito. Sige. How many friends did you bring today? Did you bring any friends? You can even ask anonymously. Huh? Okay. Waiting for review. I have to approve my own questions. So not all questions go through. You have to be asked. You have to be allowed to do that. Sige, last 2 minutes. Last 2 minutes. Ready na ba kayo? Meron ba ditong thumbs up? Session. Hello from the other side. Ayun si Adele.
Yeah, that's me.
Ayan, okay. Tristan's ready. Hipólito, Jay, John, Angelica, Alistair Rosales, Brian, Christopher, very nice. Okay, John, Patrick, Tristan. Hi there. There's our speaker, Mr. John Bonso. There's another John. Okay, so, right. I know. Let's go. Let's go. You know, the one thing I found out from Hopin, this is all new for us, is it doesn't have a virtual background. So you see
Oh,
my
yeah.
mess.
Yeah. Mm.
Walang virtual background. Okay. Oh, last minute. Bring your friends over. This is gonna be a hands-on camp, code camp, diba? So hands-on, you guys are gonna be doing some actual keyboard coding. Tama ba? Amazon Web Services, AWS. Okay. All right. So last few seconds. Yeah, I know. Okay. All right. Good. We're up to 38. Excellent. We are going to be learning a lot here. So bring your friends over. How many of you guys are, sige nga, mag-poll tayo. How many are you a professional or a student? Are you? Okay. Yeah, just to get to know our audience, I'll just do this quickly. I know how to spell professional. Okay. I created a poll. Okay. Good job. Okay, so we should get started now.
Sure.
Okay. Sige. Okay. So, yes, here we go. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Pam Ross Damarillo. I am one of the summit organizers. Welcome to the summit, and welcome to this session on Learn to Learn Serverless Machine Learning, data analytics, and other AWS services for building cost-effective, scalable, and resilient COVID solutions. Okay, so AWS was one of the technologies in our COVID response projects. Narinig nyo kanina, rapid pass, so that the frontliners can go through checkpoints faster, easier, and safer. And also Relief Agad, the app that delivered financial subsidies to millions of beneficiaries in partnership with USAID and DSWD. So that's why we're featuring AWS. And with us today is John Bonso.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome, John. Yes, he's the co-founder of Tutorials Dojo. Trusted by over 250,000 IT professionals around the globe, Tutorials Dojo provides high-quality technology-related learning materials that empower you to upgrade your skills and your career. Tutorials Dojo offers a variety of IT certifications, IT certification reviewers, and practice tests, including blogs, videos, and mobile app tutorials on various tech topics. So John is passionate about education. So we are lucky to have him with us. He's passionate about education and loves to help out fellow IT professionals reach their full potential. We are so lucky today. And as an AWS community builder, he is active in helping out fellow IT professionals around the world in their AWS journey. So AWS, Amazon, what was it now, John?
Yes, Amazon Web Services.
Web Services.
Yes, Amazon Web Services.
Amazon Web Services. So he is a firm believer that relevant IT education is the greatest equalizer in our technology-driven world. So here's one fun fact. Do you know that a 13-year-old can take and pass the AWS course with Tutorials Dojo? So please join me and join DevCon in welcoming John Bonso to the DevCon Summit 2021.
All right.
Sige,
Thank
John.
you. Okay. Thank you for having me, Pam, and thank you everyone. So I just want to verify. Can you now see my screen? So all good. So again, I'm John Bonso. I'm the co-founder of Taurus Dojo, and we'll talk about AWS today. So again, let's start. So now for today, the agenda we'll talk about the development blockers, perhaps a showstopper in your creating your own solutions, even given in this pandemic. How can you start your own solution? No, and if you got to do that, of course, along the way you'll be there's an impasse or there's a blocker along the way that you can push your production applications, or perhaps you're having a hard time deploying it in production. So we'll talk about that one. Second is the OPEX challenges. OPEX stands for operating expenses. So perhaps for like governments with cash strapped, just like in the Philippines, how can you build a cost-effective solution? So that's the one of the challenges as well. Third is the AWS development services. We'll talk about AWS Lightsail, Amplify, and follow that by serverless solutions for AWS Lambda, Fargate, DynamoDB, and S3. And we'll do the demo, of course, for AWS Lightsail and Amplify. And lastly, will be for the QA. Okay, let's get started. So, what's the question? What's stopping you from developing and launching your own app? No? So most of the time, it's this. Backend developers. No, your back end, right? So most of the time you have to, right? You have to do your local development setup. So it's quite slow. Even for like Node.js, React Native, a lot of dependencies. So I'm also a developer. It's a lot of changes. It's a lot of breaking changes to the point that it's hard to start a project. Another blocker here, manual CI/CD setup for Bamboo, Jenkins, or perhaps GitLab or whatnot. So it's hard to do that as well for continuous integration. Third is the lack of unified front end and back end management. So of course you can't go build a solution with just front end alone. And consequently, you can also having a back end or API is not enough. You need to have both front end and back end. Another blocker, expensive. No, for example, even for like a virtual machine, it's quite hard, of course, to maintain those servers and even your database. And then the fifth one will be the module integration. So for instance, how can you add like a social integration on your app? How about the authentication, the database, the caching, and what have you? And the last will be, for example, you have this machine learning component. How can you integrate that in your own application? These are the showstoppers in web and mobile development. And sadly, it's crippling us in deploying our own solutions in response to, for example, in this pandemic in COVID. So, what should we do? Of course, before that as well, there's also have to consider the OPEX challenges, the server costs, the database costs, and the management overhead. Of course, solution is not. Perhaps you can do a simple solution, but if it comes with, let's say, Relief Agad or for example like that, you also have to consider the scaling. No, I mentioned. I think I read in Relief Agad, it's like millions of Filipinos are affected and have to serve those customers at scale. So how can you do that? So should you, with a limited budget, you have to focus on your server as well, database costs, and even the management. Management meaning the staff. So those are the challenges. Let's talk about the solutions. These are the available solutions or services that you can use. So you have Lightsail, Amplify, Lambda, Fargate, and DynamoDB. On the bottom, these are actually serverless solutions. Serverless actually means doesn't mean there's no server at all. Huh? It simply means you have less server management. Again, I repeat, it has like less server management. It costs way less than these ones, the physical servers, even a virtual machine, MySQL, Postgres, so even like that. So DynamoDB is a flexible NoSQL database service. It's like MongoDB, but this one is also a serverless service, meaning it's like Uber or something like that. You only pay on your usage, on your invocations. Okay, moving on. We'll talk about Amazon Lightsail and Amplify briefly before we do the demo. Okay, so Amazon Light Sale, as you can see here, is like when you just click of a button. I think what Pam and I was talking earlier is like even kids can do it. Absolutely, kids can do it. It's like I want to create a WordPress website or perhaps a Magento on e-commerce website or a LAMP or Django for Python. I can do it just one click. One click WordPress. Two deploy it, and that's it. So as you can see here, it's also very cost effective. Why? As you can see here, like on your first 3 months, it's quite free, like free servers, as you can see here, for 3 months. So it's actually good for prototyping and MVP. Now, how do you develop web and mobile apps faster? So that's another one, right? You can do light sale, but for more complicated ones, no, we can do AWS Amplify and Elastic Beanstalk, or perhaps you can use CloudFormation or Terraform to create your own custom solution. I talk about the integration, right? The blockers. One of the blockers is, of course, authentication. It's quite important to add your or authentication, because if you don't have this, your system is absolutely, I would say, not very well integrated or secure. So we have this authentication, and of course, the social integration, social media integration, like for Facebook login, Google login. Another one, database, of course. How can you connect your database, and how can you, of course, set up? If you do it manually, like launch a server or something like that, it will take you a lot of time. So you have to use a server solution. What else? You have your REST API and GraphQL, or perhaps if you have a GRC, if you want to do this as well, you need to have your APIs. And of course, you have to launch it and management, of course. So here comes AWS Amplify. So technically, it allows you to do this. So you have an admin UI and everything else. So you can actually check this. You have like a custom web domains, ACD, machine learning, and everything else. So it will done easily for you. Right? And then what else? So basically, it's just a service to help you build web and mobile apps fast. Later on, we will show that. Like we'll do a like a demo for that one or showcase. It also consists of a set of tools. So Amplify is a suite of services. So admin UI, console, and CLI. It also integrates your integration with AWS services. So for for databases, for machine learning components, services, and authentication. All right. So some features. So I won't go there individually. So let me go here back. Going back. Okay. Okay. Let's go talk about the features. There you go. So we have CACD, as mentioned, managed hosting for custom domains, authentication, interactions. Interactions is the, as mentioned, for the machine learning, and more to come. So that's about it for the features. And for your prerequisite, I think I mentioned, I think Pam on the before the seminar now. You need to have your own AWS account. So you have a free tier, so don't worry about the cost. Second is the IAM user with access keys. So we'll also like very quickly touch that. The CLI, Amplify CLI, and the GitHub account. So I think regarding that, it's demo time. Enough talk. All right, so go back here. Feel free to have questions over here now. So while I'm at it now, on the right side, there's actually a like picture-in-picture screen. If you like on your on the side, so if you want, you can you can follow along. There's a screen over here, so you can use the picture-in-picture feature. It's like a summary here on the bottom. So let's start with the showcase. So as you can see here, I have this Amplify app. So this one is Amplify totally UI. So this one I have these projects, Acme Plus and everything. Some this one from graphs and everything. So this is actually a part of a simple UI, that I deployed in Amplify. So again, there's no API or whatsoever. But if you look at it on the first look, it's like, wow, it's nice. It looks nice, no? And of course, you can share it with your friends or even to your coworkers, or even perhaps if you just add that back end, it will be a complete application. Now, what else? So I have another app here. Again, if you see this AWS Amplify, as you can see here, so I have a COVID tracker. So what's this? For example, I have this one, like again, DevCos Summit. I guess I'll just share the link here now on the session event, so you can also check out it as well.
Yes, that would be great.
Sure,
Thank you.
fantastic. So this one is for then there's another one as well. So what it does is a simple tracker. So you have infected, you have this statistics, and then let's try for the Philippines. And there you go. No, it's like a simple one and totally UI. This built in React. And then what else? For instance, no, I just created this one, booking the tutorials dojo. So this example of a custom domain, like I mentioned. So Kabayan Hospital, for example, no, actually, again, just so you know, of course, I'm John Bonso. Even before moving to Australia, so even before I got naturalized as an Australian citizen, I work here in the Philippines. And right now, last year we went back here. So my wife actually gave birth here in the Philippines. It's hard to actually book or like those teleconsultation on the hospital. I think right now in BGC, because I live in BGC, and it's like in St. Luke's, it's quite easy to do a teleconsult. But for like nearby provinces, it's hard to do like online booking for the hospital or even like a teleconsult. No, given the pandemic, given the restrictions, no, it's hard to do like face to face booking or teleconsultation. So I did here like a very simple, booking site with WordPress. Later I'll show you how to do it, but it's very easy. For example, I have this like this one. I could do like next over here. Hold on. So I have this dashboard. So for example, I want to like do online consultation and service or everything like this. So I can pretty much like do this, or, of course, and then on the back end. So again, as you can see, there's like a WordPress. I can get all this appointments, calendars, and whatnot. No, so these are the things that you can do like easily with like a click of a button. No, so what else? And I think many more. Okay, I think enough talk with the showcase. Huh? Let's go ahead with the actual like a hands-on, no? Because of course that's what you want to do. First and foremost, you need to have your AWS account. So I actually created a video for that one. So I actually I hope that you already have that one. Second is the IAM user. No, so let's create an IAM user for AWS Amplify. Okay, so first when you're here, no, you simply have to go to IAM. So this is your like identity and access management in AWS. And then while waiting, so just go to users, or perhaps if you have a role over here. So this one you have, for instance, just create an add user here. So this is for Amplify for your CLI. So I'll show you very quickly. So DevCon, so or whatever, perhaps your user role over here, you can click access key. So this is actually what you want, access key. So because this will have to use the API. And for the permissions, I suggest you go with this one, administrator access amplify. So in some blogs, no, you will see in even AWS blogs, they use administrator access. Actually, no, it's a big no. Huh? So you have to use administrator access amplify. So it's much secure, because in the event that your AWS user, IAM user, was stolen, or you accidentally uploaded in GitHub, you'll get hacked. So please don't use this administrator access for your own safety. Just use this one, administrator access amplify. Okay. So please don't. Again, it's evolving. I would say Amplify is evolving. AWS is evolving fast. So you need to don't just fully trust what you see on the internet, even the blogs. You really have to do your own research and testing. So I'm done. So DevCon review. I got that IAM user for my AWS Amplify, and there you go. So I got here the DevCon and my access key, secret access key. You will use this, no, for your for configuration. So I have here my Amplify. So my CLI rather. So let's see. So in here, you will see that I have my AWS Amplify installed. It's simple, no? You just if you want to install Amplify CLI, just go to Amplify install the CLI. So it's quite easy. So just go to do a search and run this command. And once it's done, to verify, you simply have to type Amplify, and no, you're there. And then the second step is you have to configure it. No, for the configuration, you simply have to type Amplify. Okay, let me clear this one up. All right. So you simply have to do a Amplify configure. All right. So what we'll do is we'll configure Amplify with the current IAM user that we've added. No. So another instance is we can actually go to, let's say here, that actual key will be added here on your Amplify. Of course, perhaps you're using Windows or perhaps Mac, but in Mac, this one it will be provided here, and in AWS you also get one as well here. So let's take a look. So we have a cat. Okay, let me hold on very quickly. All right, and then for my AWS, let's take a look what's inside. So I have the config. So I have config and everything. So this one is the my default and my credential. Of course, I won't show you my credential, but let's do for the Amplify. No. So this one for Amplify. All right, same structure, and you have this configuration. So let's take a look at the configuration. So you have data usage and everything. So for the Amplify, so there. So you simply have to like Amplify and configure. So you have to add your the keys. Then after that, you can now proceed to creating your own your apps. No, so you have two things here. One is you can do the CLI, but if you're not keen on doing that, you can also use the console. No, so for example, so we already have that CLI, so that's done and dusted. I want to create a simple app with the Amplify. So here, there's a lot of options. So again, this one I just showed you a lot of information. For example, all apps, you simply have to create one click. So I think PAM, if for DevCon kids, you can even do a very simple one like build an app or host an app, something like that. So click this one, and then let's try out like say DevCon test and confirm the deployment. So now at the background, what's happening is Amplify is orchestrating all those resources for you. So and again, just click of a button if you notice, no, it's there. No, so let's
Daya.
yeah, yes, yeah. So that's another one. So let me get back to no light to light sail. No, so this one is because this one amplifies. As you can see, it's quite complicated. This is for the advanced users. But let's go back no to a more like child friendly, I would say. So because it is like what Pam said, no, like a 13-year-old kid actually was able to be certified in AWS. Now let's do this one. Now this Amazon Light Sale, as mentioned. Let's create a simple solution right now. So for instance, so the time now in Manila is 5:57. See, similar one. You can select which data center you want it. So right now we have this Singapore data center or AWS region. You have Mumbai. AWS region is simply a group of data centers. No, so something like that. So whatever you want, maybe in Montreal, Virginia. I'll choose Singapore because the latency in the Singapore data centers are much faster. So Linux data center. I'll count the clicks. So for this one, 1, 2. Actually, no clicks yet. No, but I'll launch WordPress over here, and then I'll choose for this one. Just select the default one, and then I can choose now. This is the cost efficiency of AWS, and the costs are upfront. As you can see here, I can see I have like 512 MB of RAM, one virtual CPU, and everything, 1 TB, and it's free. I can use this on my MVP and everything. So, for example, I'll click this one, like 60 GB terabyte of data transfer, 2 GB of memory. So I choose this one. I think a much powerful server. And let's see. For example, doc. For example, medical booking, for instance, medical book and free. I think the number of clicks here is like what, 3 or 4, and now it's now being deployed. So here it's quite automated. So again, for AWS Amplify, as you can see here, so it's also similar with that one. So let's take a look. This one, let's refresh it again. Let's do a simple gamer as well. No, so let's say show timer, or no, stopwatch rather, stopwatch. All right. So stopwatch. This is the actual time that this thing is being deployed for WordPress, and I think in less than a minute, it's actually here. So let's open it. So we have there connect. So right now I'm connected to my server that I created. So oops, just wait for it for like a minute or two. I'm a bit too early. So this is for the Linux connection. How about for the actual connection? So this one. So again, I'm on the clock here, like still 1 minute. Um, Opening it up. So it's still evaluating the server. All right. So let's try out the SSH. So for this one, connecting the instance. Oops, still not yet. We still have again this. We're still in the only 2 minute mark, so don't worry. So this is the live demo as mentioned. Again, those are for you at home. You can actually do it. No, just follow along, and I think you should be fine. So this one, it's still actually deploying, or perhaps it's still, it's uh, the DNS is still propagating. And let's see if it can connect to my Linux instance. It's still gone. So let's wait. So while waiting, I guess perhaps I'll honor the 2 minute 2 minute option by AWS. But while waiting, no, I just want to, of course, share this, that you can see here that there's a container database networking storage and snapshots over here. In here, you can actually create your own, let's say, Docker service or Kubernetes service as well in just one click of a button. So again, you have the option to choose which sizes are here. It's actually quite easy than your Amazon EC2 or virtual machine, and you can scale, as you can see here, very beautiful. But please, if you scale, it's look at the cost. So don't do like this and forget about it. You have to, of course, take a look. There's a cost that entails for this one. And what else? So we have your Docker or Kubernetes if you want. You can also launch your databases. So PAM, if you want to create a database for your kids. So yeah, this one, MySQL, PostgreSQL, and everything. Of course, it takes time, but again, remember there's like a free tier, so it should be fine. And networking. So if like for this one, you can create a static IP address or like a DNOs, load balancer, even a CDN. The distribution is the cloud CDN, of course, and storage. For the bucket and disks. There's a lot. You have the object storage and disk storage. Okay, I think that's enough time. So it's 3 minutes on the clock. Let's see if it's working now. And there you go. So in less than 3 minutes, you're up. So this is the actual server. So I have this credential over me, and let's see. Is it running now? Oh, there you go. Now, the time. Okay, it's 3 minutes. I'll show it here. I'm like I'm like a magician. So like it's easy, So like a WordPress thingy. So again, some people like say, John, it's just a WordPress site. No, actually, let's take a look. I think I don't concur with that idea that it's just a WordPress site. I'll just show you my website. It's actually written on. It's launched on using WordPress as well. No? This Tutorials Dojo, as you can see here. This site is actually a WordPress site, and it's generating millions of pesos per month in the recurring income. No, why? Because of course we have global clients. At the same time, we're able to sell So we have selling ebooks. This is not a promotion whatsoever, but just showing you it's the power of WordPress. So don't deride or even no say it's just a WordPress website. It's just a blog. No. It's actually a real thing. No, it's an LMS. It can do a lot of things with the WordPress. No, so aside from that, so again, this WordPress, I can add to cart. This another plugin. So you can do a lot of things with WordPress, and even again this one you can add to cart, and you can actually sell. So another thing is for as a COVID response, you actually have that option to sell your products online and sell it in the global market, not just in your carinderia, in your barangay or whatsoever. You have to think global. So how do you find it, guys? Is it no? Again, it's a WordPress site. But yeah, let's go on. No, you still have time. So what I want is I want to create something like this. This one, my Kabayan, no, Kabayan Hospital stuff, no. I want to create a booking stuff, no. So let's do it. I want to this one. I will connect to it. So how can I connect? Where's my credential? So that's the reason why I have to do this. No, it's in here. It's written here. So Bitnami application password. So something like this. Maybe I'll do a cat. So Bitnami. It's also good to learn Linux, as you can see here. I'm using Linux, and because Linux is the preferred one, the preferred OS in the even in the industry, even at work. So yeah, I'm now logged in. So there, in less than 5 minutes, I'm in. Now I want to perhaps add a booking site. No, I just simply have go to the plugins and add or select. Find a suitable one. For example, like COVID response. No, I can type COVID. Add here, and then here I can just update your customer, something like that. I can sell again, as mentioned, what I demoed you earlier for the on my own website. I'm using WooCommerce. WooCommerce. So you're actually like solving the issue of, I would say, lack of. Having putting up a your online store. Now, what I want is perhaps we can just do a booking. No, I'm using Bookly for this one. For example, you want to create your own booking website, or you have a client in Odesk or in Freelancer or Upwork. I want to create a booking website for the like a hospital or something, or if you know something like that. So I just installed Bookly. So am I too fast? So yeah, I just added Bookly over here, and then perhaps I can do a setup. For example, DevCon Summit dash. For example, it's a maybe tutoring lesson perhaps. So this one, company owner. So this is my email. So my name, for instance, again my email. So okay, 09. So just a random one, and then title perhaps tutoring, something like that. So this one, then Bookly form. So this one, I'm just showing you like a very simple example of what you can do. You can add WooCommerce or whatnot. Now, I'll add that on. I'll do the customization right now. So I got the plugin for me. I simply have to this one customize my website, the look and feel, and again, it's just drag and drop. So then you can click clicks, yada yada yada. I simply have to what I want now is I have to change that set identity instead of user blog. Perhaps it's uh, tutor services, for example, or booking website or something. And then enroll na or something like that. And then I have to publish. Okay. And then I want on the front page. On the front page, I simply have to click the homepage setting. The static one is, for example, a sample page, for instance, no? Sample page, and then done. No, what I'm gonna do is for the sample page. So it will if you look at again, if you go to the site, no, okay, if you go to the site very quickly, it will now change to this one, tutor service. And now let's move on to the actual thing. No. So guys, for the advanced developers, don't worry. I'll go to the Amplify very quickly, shortly. Now I'll go to the post and what's the no, I mean pages, post and pages, and I went to the sample page. So these actually our default page, and so here, so sample page, maybe booking. So book your tutor now, like that, and again click. I can have this booking form and update, and let's see what will happen. Is it there? Can you try it? Booking, and there you go. So I have this, for example, like service tutoring, employee, myself. This is my rate, and next is there. I want to create. Okay, I want to book is 1 p.m. and then my name is, for example, maybe Pam, for example, Pam Damarillo, and then yes, I want to have an AWS session, for example, like that. Next, and there's a profile 09 da, 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 da. Email is there. Next, and done the booking. Looking back, let's go down to the admin side. So I have the Bookly again, and now I can see here there's one. I can see the revenue as well. Appointments. So here I have another customer. So there, that's it. That's a solution already. So if you want to create kabayan website or hospital, something like that, it's there in less than, let's stopwatch, 10 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
So stop there. Let's create another solution. So again,
Uh,
yes, ma'am.
yeah, I was just saying, I'm picking up some comments from the chat.
Oh yeah, sure.
A lot of, yeah, Gian saying, they're realizing that they thought WordPress was just for a blog and creating word tutorials, but
Yep.
it's actually a lot more.
Correct.
Angelica's also is saying that, yeah, there are so many existing plugins in the WordPress market. So there's a
Yes.
WordPress market,
Yes,
and most are free. Yeah.
it's true.
And yeah, Tristan's also saying he's learning a lot, and Jade is saying mind blown. So keep going, I guess. Are we
Correct,
good?
Yeah. So again, don't worry. I'll do the amplifying for the advanced one. But yeah, this one. I'll just show you again. This is another plugin like Elements or LearnDash or whatever. So I'm showing you again. This is another one for AWS integration. So again, I'm using a WordPress on my site, and as an AWS partner. So as you can see here, I was online learning on my site, and the fun thing here is this. This one, as you can see, is actually like zero cost, almost zero cost for me. For this one, for the video and everything, I'm not even spending like a dime. So
We've now seen the basic frameworks for how Hadoop
So for
both
example,
stores and
so again, this little bit advanced, I would say. So I'm doing a iframe, iframe. So iframe is let's look at here, and if you see here, perhaps you can log into Tutorials Dojo and find it. No, look at this one. This is actually an iframe. And so where is this iframe? So this one is actually calling. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see this, guys, but this one, no, is actually calling an S3 bucket with a CloudFront integration. So this one, right? So I'm just calling it there. So yeah, you can play it here.
we've now
and
seen
everything.
the basic framework.
Yeah. That architecture technically is the architecture is like I put it on my object storage in S3, and then to make it faster because I'm serving it globally, I put a CDN on it. So yeah, we should actually use it on your light sail. For example, again, so storage this like the object storage bucket, and you attach that here for CDN the distribution for CloudFront. Okay, so I think you have the origin, set it to something like that. So if you want to make it faster, you have a global users, you can use one. You can technically use this one as well. Okay, enough talk for light sail. I hope you got it. You can play around again, but just again, don't think that the solution is like a blog. No, 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 no. I've met a lot of millionaires, who got that business as well by simply using WordPress. It's also called the no code. No, if you have that idea, like a no code, it's there because it's even the appointments, even the user management, it's already in just 10 minutes. It's there. Now, let's go back to AWS Amplify. Okay, so I want to create a, as mentioned before, you've done this, for instance, let me go back. This one, COVID demo, no, actually it's nice, like a good UI and everything, but this is just basically a UI, a React Native app. There's no log in, log out, or something like that. Um, so what you can do is, technically, same with with this as well, no, for AWS Amplify. No, what you can do is this. So for AWS Amplify, as mentioned, you have a lot of tests. This the dev contest that we created earlier, and this one, COVID Tracker PH. This one is basically that one, right? COVID Tracker and everything. So this one is, as you can see, I don't have a backend yet, but I have the hosting environment so with me. And let's take a look, no, what we can do for this one. So I have here with me, so okay, hold on. I have this code, Visual Studio Code. So I'll open up that COVID-19 tracker that so this one, tracker. I have this one, source API app.js. So yes, basically I only have this, no, country picker. This like front end, pure front end, and then the API that I'm using here is actually this one, MathDraw, or whatever you want, no. So what I want is this. I want to integrate it on Amplify, So which is actually already have. Now I want to create a backend. Let's say I want to persist data on DynamoDB on a database. So right now you just set up your backend like this one, and then while waiting, no, you can actually look at this and everything. So what it does is, in here, while waiting for that one, you can also integrate that using the Amplify UI CLI. So right now, so I have this one, the status. I want to initiate the Amplify with me. So now I simply have to do this. I just look at it, look at the changes. So take note, if you do this, no, if you do the Amplify, it will technically change your code, your project. I'll show you what I mean. So here I have Amplify init, initialized technically. It's like, the old one, like Angular JS, or like Angular 2, Angular CLI, or React CLI, or NPX. So it's just like that, basically. So this one, name for the project, COVID-19, this one, tracker and everything, initialize, and yes. So technically just initializing it with this information. Now, what else? So it's now, can you see it one? Can you see this one? Default provider is AWS CloudFormation, right? Now select authentication. Remember we created this IAM user, AWS IAM user. So you can actually use this AWS access keys. So again, very careful. I don't want to got hacked or whatever. So always don't include the access key on your GitHub. So please, it's a big no-no. So for this one, remember I add the IAM. So you can actually go back there and fetch it. So yeah, you can actually do that. Or alternatively, we can use the Amplify init. We can do the AWS profile. So that's also the thing that I showed you earlier. So right now, right, we have, so demo. If I go to my, so this one is actually my main, my home. So let me juxtapose to that over here. So this is my home. It's hidden, no? There's actually hidden files. So the hidden files that you can see are this one. Oops, sorry. Let me, oops. There. The .aws.amplify. Those are actually hidden. So just be careful, or if you want, you can enable the show hidden files over here. So yeah, after that, it should be good to go. Now, let's go back now. Let's go back to the to my page. Now, it says COVID-19 tracker. I do have the back end already. So now looks nice. Now what I can do is technically this one. I can connect my app by using this command. So yeah, let's try that. So here again, let me use that. So I can just use this amplify app ID and staging. This is the environment name. Now, while this one is working out now, so let's do this. Let's check out the other projects. No? So because this one it takes time, as you can see here, it shows this opening link. So there's an authentication for your local project and to the UI. So here, this one you can technically use it. Like this one, verify. If you have this one, like it asking you to like for a back end, you can actually do this instead. Just copy the link and then do this. Right? Because technically you don't need to do this. That login thing. Oops, is it there? Actually check it. Is it? Sign in. Okay, hold on. Should be actually okay. Sign in. Actually, you don't need this. But let me go back in the AWS Amplify. Okay, so what we've added is this COVID-19 tracker. So what it simply does is this. You simply have to go to the Launch Studio. All right. So local setup and everything. All right, set your password. So perhaps send my code. So back to trying in. Press reset. Username. This is my username. And so I think then I'll get my password over here. Okay, let's go back. So what else? So now this is the COVID-19 tracker. This is the one that I mentioned. Let's check out the available capabilities of Amplify. So we have content. Now you can create a data model. So data model means, for example, you have what else? Let's say users, or for example, users. So you have the ID, and then you have the what do you call this? The first name, and then another field for the last name. Again, Pam, no, you will see it's sometimes it's quite easy as well. There's a like email for now, but it's like UI based. So custom types, you can create enums, maybe that one, so maybe phone or whatever. Now I'll just keep it to string perhaps, and then I think technically there, just create a save and deploy, a short deploy for the schema. So now it's being deployed. What it does is this: the data modeling is done in the UI. You remember on my slide a while ago, I showed you one of the, you know, this one, the guy in the back end. It's hard to do. It's actually quite slow, no, to do the actual schema of the site, even for the database, as well as here, no, even for this one, no, even connecting to the database and to model, no, to model it. It's quite hard, and I believe that's the main thing. That's the reason why people are actually not deploying a lot of solutions for COVID. Save and deploy. I'll deploy it, and now it's now being deployed. So what's happening under the hood? No, let's see what's happening under the hood. It says it uses actually AppSync endpoint and DynamoDB tables. So this is actually your table. Let's take a look. What's happening? What's in there? No. So again, we created this user with the username, password for the, and it says that under the hood, no, it has that model that we created is deployed in DynamoDB. So I'm now in DynamoDB. Let's just look at the table over here, and let's wait now. Is it still maybe okay? I expect that there's a table over here that'll be created. But yeah, this is DynamoDB, and again, this is serverless, meaning it's quite cost effective. No, this is very cost effective than your usual MySQL, Oracle, and everything. Honestly, so so this one actually running RDS, and it really cost me a handful of money, really. But yeah, DynamoDB is a preferred one. No, so this one RDS is the RDS. No, is a relational database, but for DynamoDB, that one's a NoSQL database. Oops. Okay, what's happening? So earlier, no, we created this one, the data store, and this one user. No, remember we created a user over here on the data. No, so for data, let's go back. I think it's still deploying. No, but do you see it? No, there's creating one. So under the hood, what it means is you simply have to click, and AWS Amplify will do it for you. It's so easy. You don't have to. So okay, I think it's done. No, there's a user. So I expect that there's a what? There's different items, or no, perhaps the actual structure of it. So filter. Let's create an item. So here attribute and everything. It's actually there. No, it's the cool thing about NoSQL. It's not. It does not have a rigid schema. So I can technically create this one, create an item, and there I can, yeah, already have one item here. So, and another one, for example, I want to create an ID plus a string, perhaps a name, something like that. So one, and then this my name. No, so that's why it's called a NoSQL. Oops, sorry. An item with the primary key services. Okay, add two. Okay, so this one already you can really have a working database for your application, and you can see it here. You can view it as well as here. So it's easy peasy, and it's quite effective. Yeah. And what else? No, as mentioned, there's also a thing called AWS. What do you call this? AppSync. So what's that? No, what's that? AppSync is for GraphQL. So for those who don't know, GraphQL is like it's the next RESTful APIs. Before in the past, we're using SOAP, and then you have your endpoints, and then it was REST APIs. But now it's actually GraphQL. It's faster, for the query language. And I think in the future there's a thing called gRPC. It's actually fast. This one, so it's actually a remote procedure call. It's fast, no. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, I'm geeking out. No, I'm talking fast, but yeah, those are the things that you can do. Let's take a peek of what those are. So I'm here again with the app sync. I'm looking at the time. No, I still have 5 minutes to deliver this, but I hope I can do more demos here.
Oh,
So
sorry.
yeah, that's okay. AWS
My
app
bad.
sync. That's okay. That's okay. Do you see it, guys? AWS COVID tracker staging. This is the one that we just created. So APIs. So again, this is for your query GraphQL. So yeah, you can integrate your app. So we already have it here, right? What it does is it's easy. Your GraphQL is there already. So you can download configuration. You can even for your mobile applications, it's there. You can just you can integrate it quite fast. How do you integrate that? Simple. You just have to do this, code gen and everything. And what it does is it automatically creates that code generation for mutations, query, and subscription. It's automated. So let's take a look at the defined schema. So edit schema. Remember this one, right? This is actually the one that we created. You have the first name, last name, email. So this is actually there. So the sources, caching. For the query, it's there. Get user, list user. So let's try it out now. For instance, what's this? Query. Uh, for instance, so this one. Let's see. Query, my query, and then perhaps list users. So get user, and the ID is one. Let's try it out. One. How about two? Remember John? I should be showing us John. Oops, no. What's the name? First name. Oops, null. I think because very quickly because I didn't add the first name over here. Let's add that very quickly. So what do you notice? In MySQL, it's quite rigid. No, you have to create your own. There's a lot of constraints, and everything like that. But in here, I can do actually a lot. I can change this one, edit it. I can add this, so it's quite flexible. Flexible. So what I'm doing here, I'll create this first name. That's John John. My name, and let's see if it'll work. So I have this one, the name John first name. Let's see if my like this one will work. Should John. Oh, there you go. See it? That's my name. So technically, I'm just showing you like the power of how connected it is. No? How about this? Because you say last name for instance, last name. So let's check it out again. Last name. Of course, it will be thrown as null. So for instance, again, I guess changes as well. Quite easy, na? No? For example, I was uh, I got adopted by Mr. Winston Damarillo, for instance. Let's see, last name is Damarillo, for example. Last name, okay, and okay, that's done. John Damarillo, and then let's see, let's find out. There you go. So it's easy, and I only have 1 minute left. I'm sorry. So I think it's QA time. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this very quick introduction.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot, actually a lot. I want to like share more, but given the time, there's a very limited time. But again, feel free to
We can tell.
yeah, that's okay. But feel free to share, connect to me on LinkedIn. No, please, I'm John Bonso over there. Just type there. So yeah, I feel free to connect to me. This is my profile. So with the orange background, and basically that's it. Thank you very much, Pam, for having me.
Yes, no, thank you. Giving you a virtual clap. That was
Thank you,
like a
Mary.
world tour. That was quite a
I do
bit,
hope
right?
the
Yeah,
I hope
that
the
was
deaf
quite
kids will try it out. Quite easy,
yeah,
actually.
I really want to. I am not versed in AWS, so we will have to take it slow to get there. But yeah, look at everybody's clapping their hands for you. I think they learned
Thank
a
you very
lot.
much.
Is that
Thank you.
right? Yeah, you guys learned. Give me a thumbs up. Did you guys learn anything new? I certainly did. There was a lot of new things in there. So yeah, Ayan, Meryl said yes. Somebody said earlier he wants to learn some more. Ayan, triple thumbs up. Very nice. Oh, Ayan, good, John. So you have managed to teach 40 some of our viewers today about
Right.
AWS. Opened, like you said, under the hood. That was quite a bit. Yeah, Ayan. So thank you, everybody. And of course, thank you, John, for sharing your wealth of knowledge and enthusiasm, of course,
Sure.
with our participants. I hope you guys learned something. I know you did. You said yes. See you in the next sessions. And there's another one starting in about 4 minutes. But feel free while John is here if you have questions for him. Yes, connecting is really good. That's a good idea. Kung meron kayong questions to ask me now.
Yes. Any question, guys? Go to the Q&A.
Or you can go request on and be on screen if you like. Like, Gino, do you want to come up on screen? Wala na request. You can click on request to go live. Okay.
Type it in chat. I think yeah.
Or type it in chat. Exactly. You can
Yes.
put it in Q&A. Oh, here we go. All right. Is SQL Server an option for the database?
Yes. For AWS Amplify, technically no. What you can do is for that you can use Lightsail, or if you want you can create you can use RDS, Amazon RDS. Yeah.
All right.
Because
There are follow-up questions.
Sure.
Here's another question. What are the biggest organizations that use AWS service?
Netflix, for instance. Actually, there's a lot, a lot of Disney Plus, and everyone, like even the US, it's quite a lot. So yeah, even job, yeah.
Oh,
You can
wow.
just go to there. Tutorials Dojo, of course, not that big, no, of course, but even the US government, of course, for the Pentagon project, it's everywhere actually.
I mean, if Netflix uses it, I mean, that's
Yes,
a
yes,
lot
yes.
of data, right? Okay, one last question on the Q&A. If I was to deploy a portfolio website, is it good to use AWS service rather than subscribe to hosting services like GoDaddy? What is the benefit of using AWS services in this scenario?
One thing is control. No, with AWS, for example, for light sale, no, you can have access to your virtual machine, or for instance, you can even access that whole box. No, so with GoDaddy, what it does is it's not flexible. If you, like for example, if you buy a 1 year 1 year web hosting, it's only there. And for example, it only has, if your web hosting is only like only has 2 gig of RAM, and then your application that shows up, and you need to scale your application or server, it's hard to do so, no, because you're locked in on that period. But with AWS, it's quite flexible. It's on demand. So for instance, for example, you have your application or portfolio garnered a lot of views or usage. You can simply upgrade it to a larger instance. So it's quite easy to change because the pricing is on demand. You're not locked in just like GoDaddy. And again, control. You can control it much more because you have the root access to the SSH. I think you can also do that in, for GoDaddy, but there are certain restrictions. Unlike if you create your own virtual machine.
Good. I hope that answered that question. Here's another one. I learned a lot from this. Thank you. I am new to cloud and I'm really interested in learning and cloud between GCP, Azure, and AWS. What would you suggest for me or us to learn first?
For this one, I know there's a lot of options. No, I suggest pick one that you want, either AWS, either Azure, GCP, whatsoever.
Oh,
I suggest because you just created one. I mean, just now, no, because we already showed you how to do it in Lightsail. Perhaps you can do it as well. You can start with AWS because you simply have to replicate what I've done here. So yeah, and then if you want Azure, no worries. You can also do that. I think it depends on, of course, on your project as well. Sometimes GCP is better than AWS. For instance, if you want to integrate Google Maps, or of course it's a Google product, or if you want to create your YouTube APIs or whatever. So there's a certain advantage of using GCP. Another one is, for example, Azure. Now, if you're creating like a Microsoft-based application, of course, there's a home court advantage of using Azure. No? And AWS is actually in between, but again, AWS is just again FYI is the biggest cloud computing service provider. So it's on the top. So if you want to more money, more than in industry, so go for AWS.
Okay. Here's one more. Can we use a light sail for AI website backend?
AI website backend. So yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. So what it does is, as mentioned, no, there's a option there to just launch actual virtual machine, a Linux server. And as you know, Pam, that's why I encourage like even the kids to learn Linux. It's because you can do everything. Actually, with this one, no, like you say the back end, the database and everything, they're all under Linux servers. The virtual machines, no, even the serverless services right now, there's like a micro virtual machine that's technically running on Linux. So yeah, technically, what if you want to like a Python or yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Everything goes.
Awesome. So you make it sound so very easy. And I think that's why we're getting some more questions. So here's another one.
Go ahead.
If you don't mind, what kind of AWS certifications can a person take for a developer path? Any suggestions? So they're trying to get
Yeah, sure.
ideas about.
Sure. If you're a developer, I suggest you go to Developer Associate certification, AWS Certified Developer Associate. So I hold 10 AWS certifications from the professional and then the specialty as well. So whatever, you can, if you're a developer, take the Developer Associate. If you're a DevOps engineer, there's also a DevOps engineer professional certification. So yeah, whatever you choose.
So the sky's wide open,
Yeah.
or the road's wide open.
Yes, just your mindset technically.
yeah, I guess it's what you want to do. You decide what you want to do, or you can explore. Just explore. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm trying to see. I think is that all the questions, you guys?
And more
Okay.
last minute.
I think that is it. I'm trying to see here. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So don't forget to connect with John. His LinkedIn is in the chat. And have the good, enjoy the rest of the summit. We have another day tomorrow and a few more sessions this afternoon. So go ahead and enjoy them. See you at the closing comments after the next session. Okay.
Right.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye. Thank you, Pam, as well.
Yeah, of course. My goodness, there's a lot to learn in AWS, and thank you for opening that world for me.
Yeah. So, I hope the DevCon kids should be as well. It's
I
very easy.
know.
I'm telling you. Yeah, like 10
Really?
minutes there. It's
Oh,
it's just
you sure?
yeah.
And so they get certifications, no? And then they can use that to learn other things or for work.
Actually, for AWS certifications, I think that guy, the 13-year-old, kid,
Mhm.
I think it was pushed by his father because I'll take the certifications. It's actually an advanced thing, but yeah,
Mm.
even for for the mobile games, I think you have to
Oh,
gamify it for the kids, and
yeah,
remove the
that's
barrier now.
almost
It's hard. No, it's easy.
no,
It's like I
no,
think cooking. It's like cooking. How
yeah,
can you cook? Perhaps how
yeah.
to cook an egg, fry an egg. Step one, step two,
Right.
step three, and
No,
yeah,
you just
just follow along. Should be fine.
that's our most popular class is our
Yes,
game
the
dev.
gaming.
They
Right.
they come up with fantastic projects. Like, we teach them the basics and they go woof. So it's very exciting for us to see.
Mm, yeah.
I'll see. Yeah. Okay. Well, there are people still here.
Okay.
Any questions, you guys? Or are you ready to say goodbye? I mean, you can stay. John's still here.
I think we're good. Thank you everyone again.
Okay.
Thank you again, Pam and Sir Winston. So yeah, much appreciated. And I do hope that I can join you as well on your next DevCo Summit or your next next
Yes.
event.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much for your volunteering. I mean, this
All
is
right. Yeah,
all
fantastic.
matters for
That's
us.
okay.
Thank you. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Okay. Goodbye. Leaving now. Bye.